In the ever-evolving story of our nation, it is often the most unexpected chapters that leave the deepest mark on our collective memory. These moments, sometimes overlooked in the rush of daily headlines, can teach us the most profound lessons about who we are and who we might become. History is not just a record of the powerful, but a tapestry woven from the lives and choices of people who dared to meet across divides. Today, November 21, 2025, we witnessed one such chapter unfold, a meeting that few could have predicted, between President Donald Trump and Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. The city buzzed with anticipation as news cameras gathered, capturing a moment that would ripple far beyond the walls of City Hall. Trump, now 79, is a figure who needs little introduction. The real estate mogul who became a Republican president, he is known for his brash style, his larger-than-life persona, and his unyielding confidence. For decades, he has been a symbol of ambition and controversy, shaping the skyline and the headlines in equal measure. On the other side of the table sat Zohran Mamdani, just 34 years old, a democratic socialist and the son of Ugandan immigrants. Mamdani's rise has been fueled not by wealth or celebrity, but by grassroots organizing and a deep commitment to justice. He is a new face in the halls of power, representing a generation that believes in change from the ground up. On the surface, Trump and Mamdani could not be more different. One, a billionaire from the gilded towers of Manhattan. The other, a community organizer from the vibrant streets of Astoria. Their politics, their backgrounds, even their visions for America seem to stand in stark contrast. Yet, there is one thread that binds them. Both are sons of queens, shaped by the same borough's grit and diversity. Trump built his empire in boardrooms, negotiating deals high above the city, his name emblazoned on glass and steel. He learned the language of power in the corridors of business, where fortunes are made and lost in a single handshake. Mamdani, by contrast, built his movement on the streets, marching with tenants, listening to neighbors, and fighting for public services that lift up the most vulnerable. His power comes not from wealth, but from the trust and hope of the people he serves. Despite their differences, a shared love for New York City brought them together. Both men know what it means to walk the avenues of Queens, to hear a dozen languages in a single block, to feel the pulse of a city that never sleeps. In that sense, they are both products of a place that rewards hustle, resilience, and vision. The brash billionaire from Jamaica Estates, who once looked out over manicured lawns and dreamed of skyscrapers, and the young socialist from Astoria, who grew up surrounded by working families and the rhythms of immigrant life, found themselves for a moment united by a common purpose. Their handshake was more than a photo op. It was a signal that even the deepest divides can be bridged, if only for a day. Their meeting was a reminder that leadership is about service, not ego, and that even the most entrenched adversaries can find common ground when the stakes are high enough. In a city as complex as New York, progress depends on unlikely alliances and the courage to listen. The story of Trump and Mamdani is about New York, but it is also about the possibility of a new way forward for all of us, a reminder that our differences, when met with respect and open minds, can become the foundation for something greater. In the end, it is these unexpected chapters that shape the future we share. Before their White House meeting, Trump and Mamdani's relationship was anything but harmonious. Trump labeled Mamdani a communist lunatic, questioning his citizenship and stoking division. Mamdani fired back, calling Trump a despot and a threat to democracy. Their war of words painted them as irreconcilable adversaries, each representing clashing visions for the city and country. The rhetoric was so heated, it seemed to build an impassable wall between them. Yet politics is the art of the possible. Their journey from trading insults to shaking hands in the Oval Office is a testament to pragmatic leadership. It shows a willingness to look beyond fiery rhetoric to address the real needs of the people they serve. Even the harshest words don't have to be the final word. On a crisp autumn day in Washington, the unthinkable happened. The city, usually bustling with the routine of politics, seemed to pause as news spread through the Capitol. The air was filled with anticipation, and the golden leaves swirling around the Capitol hinted at change. It was a day that would be remembered not just for its weather, but for the seismic shift it brought to the nation's political landscape. Just hours after Congress denounced socialism in a heated session, Mayor-elect Mamdani, a figure known for his progressive ideals, walked purposefully into the White House for a private meeting with President Trump. The contrast was striking. an outspoken critic of the administration now stepping into its very heart, under the watchful eyes of both supporters and skeptics. The meeting, requested by Mamdani himself, lasted 25 minutes. Despite the tension that might have been expected, the conversation was surprisingly cordial. Both leaders, known for their strong personalities and sharp rhetoric, found common ground in unexpected places. The atmosphere in the room was one of cautious optimism, as if both men recognized the historic nature of their encounter. When they appeared before the press, the change in tone was clear to everyone watching. Gone was the combative posturing of previous months. Instead, there was a sense of mutual respect, or at least a willingness to listen. Cameras flashed as the two leaders stood side by side, signaling a possible thaw in what had been a frosty relationship. Trump, never one to shy away from controversy, shrugged off past insults with a wry smile, saying, "I've been called much worse than a despot." His remark drew laughter from the press corps, diffusing some of the tension and showing a rare moment of self-deprecating humor. Mamdani, for his part, described the meeting as incredibly productive. He emphasized that their discussion focused on their shared love for New York City, a place that shaped both their lives and careers. The mayor-elect spoke passionately about the city's challenges and opportunities, and the president listened intently, nodding in agreement at several points. Both leaders, despite their vast ideological differences, managed to sidestep their political chasm. Instead, they began to build a bridge based on mutual investment in their hometown. Their conversation touched on issues like affordable housing, public safety, and economic revitalization, topics that matter deeply to New Yorkers, regardless of party lines. The handshake that followed was more than just a photo op. It was a symbol of a new, pragmatic chapter in American politics. It suggested that, even in an era of deep division, leaders could find ways to work together for the greater good. Their meeting sent a powerful message across the country. Progress is possible when leaders are willing to engage, even with those they've vehemently opposed in the past. The story dominated headlines, sparking conversations about bipartisanship and the potential for real change. In the end, the welfare of New Yorkers, and indeed all Americans, came before any personal or political feud. The events of that autumn day offered a glimmer of hope, reminding everyone that sometimes a new chapter begins with a simple act of reaching across the aisle. At the heart of this unlikely alliance was a single, powerful issue: affordability. In a city known for its ambition and diversity, the cost of simply living has become a daily struggle for millions. The dream of New York, once a beacon for those seeking opportunity, now feels out of reach for many longtime residents and newcomers alike. Both Trump and Mamdani recognized that the soaring cost of living threatens the very fabric of New York City. From skyrocketing rents to grocery bills that seem to climb every week, the financial pressures are relentless. For families, students, and seniors, the city's promise is fading beneath the weight of unaffordable essentials. They found common ground on the urgent need to address high rent, rising grocery costs, and mounting utility payments. These are not just numbers on a page. They represent the daily anxieties of New Yorkers who wonder if they can stay in the city they love. Trump praised Mamdani's relentless focus on affordability, urging Republicans to embrace this issue as a core message that transcends party lines. He acknowledged that the struggle to make ends meet is not a partisan problem, but a universal one. For Mamdani, this was a moment of validation. His grassroots campaign had elevated the everyday concerns of working people to the highest level of political discourse. He saw firsthand how neighbors came together, sharing stories of struggle and hope, determined to make their voices heard. Their shared vision was clear: New York cannot succeed if its people can't afford to live, work, and raise families here. The city's future depends on keeping its doors open to all, not just the wealthy few. By finding common ground, they created a powerful alliance focused on a goal every New Yorker can support: restoring affordability and opportunity for everyone, regardless of background or political belief. Their discussion was more than just words. It was a promise to work together, across differences, to keep New York a city of hope, resilience, and opportunity for all who call it home. One major outcome of the meeting was Trump's assurance of continued federal support for New York City. Previously, Trump had threatened to withhold funds if a progressive like Mamdani were elected. Now, he made it clear, "I don't think that's going to happen. Federal funding is a lifeline, Nearly $10 billion supports education, housing, social services, and infrastructure. Losing it would have meant devastating cuts. Trump's commitment showed a pragmatic understanding that punishing New York would harm the whole country. For Mamdani, securing this commitment was a critical first step to deliver on his promises. This new alliance was about producing real results for New Yorkers. The most unexpected outcome was the genuine display of mutual respect. Trump, once a harsh critic, now predicted Mamdani would be a great leader and surprise conservatives. He said, "The better he does, the happier I am," showing personal investment in New York's future. Trump admitted, "We agree on a lot more than I would have thought." Mamdani reciprocated, focusing on their shared goal of serving New Yorkers. By emphasizing unity, Mamdani showed political maturity beyond past conflicts. Their mutual praise set a new standard for political discourse. Respect is not agreement, but it's a start. Their respect offered hope that leaders can rise above the fray for the people they represent. The meeting produced a specific plan, tackling high energy costs. Trump and Mamdani agreed to pressure Con Edison, pointing out that consumer rates haven't dropped with fuel prices. Trump pledged to use presidential power to demand accountability and lower rates. This transforms a local issue into a national one, putting pressure on Con Edison. For Mamdani, this was a concrete win for working-class New Yorkers. Their joint effort is a symbol of partnership, rolling up sleeves to tackle practical problems. Lowering utility bills is a clear, actionable step that could put real money back in New Yorkers' pockets. Despite the positive tone, both leaders acknowledged deep ideological divides. Immigration was a clear point of contention. Trump reiterated his hardline stance, while Mamdani defended New York's sanctuary policies. Instead of letting this derail their meeting, they agreed to focus on common ground. This agree-to-disagree approach is pragmatic leadership. They drew a circle around affordability, working together within it while acknowledging ongoing battles elsewhere. Their ability to navigate disagreements is as important as their agreements. It's a roadmap for collaboration in a hyper-partisan era. Unity doesn't require uniformity, just a shared commitment to the public good. The Trump-Mamdani meeting ends not with an ending, but a new beginning. It's a hopeful message. Shared love for community can be more powerful than ideology. Their willingness to set aside harsh words and find common ground is a beacon of hope. Leadership is about people, ensuring families can afford rent, seniors can pay bills, and every child can succeed. Their alliance shows progress isn't all or nothing. It's about building bridges for the public good. Let this be a call to action. Demand leaders choose cooperation over conflict. The story of Trump and Mamdani is a testament to New York's enduring spirit. When we work together, there's no challenge we can't overcome.